Today's unboxing video is brought to you by
Hello there, and thank you for clicking on this video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because we are going to be doing an unboxing. And what are we going to be unboxing exactly? Mattel Creations WWE New Generation Arena. This arrived in the mail yesterday, and yeah, I actually have yet to actually open this fully. I took a look at a couple things, but for the most part, you're going to see a fresh take on this. Now I'm going to try to keep this as short and sweet as possible. This was basically a crowdfunded project. For those of you that don't know what it is, basically a company will go ahead, they'll put something up for a length of time, we'll say like a month, maybe two, and if they get enough backers, or basically, donators, investors, if you will, they will put the product in production. Exactly what one of these was. I actually did not participate in this crowdfunder. However, my lovely wife got this from me as a present, and well, a belated Christmas present at least. And yeah, we're going to take a look at it. So let's get the show rolling.
I wasn't planning on doing full figure reviews for these guys. If you're familiar with WWE Ultimate Edition, you already know the form factor. I was excited to get Doink the Clown, because I did miss out on the Elite version. Here he is with all of his accessories, which include 3 head portraits, this one being my favorite, then he has this angry looking head, and then this laughing maniacal head. For added detail, you can swap out the hair pieces on all 3 portraits, which is just a really nice touch. Then we have Diesel Big Daddy Cool. I'm glad to have him in Ultimate Edition form. By default, he comes with this head portrait, but I'm most likely going to be displaying him with this one just because I think it looks better. And I did not forget the Commentary Macho Man Early Bird figure. My wife did get in the order in time for the Early Bird. Hopefully we will be getting him sooner than later.
Last we have the stage. This thing is awesome. Look at that. It's actually bright as shit in this room right now, and you can see this thing with clarity.
Now that we have everything unpacked, let's do some inventory here. First, we have our posts, we have our ring frame stabilizers, our floorboard sections, there's 3 of these. They connect pretty easy, it's just a regular peg and eye system. Then we have our floorboard stabilizers. Next we have our ring steps. These black wedges right here, these are for the stage. Once they're on permanently, so you really can't put it back in the box. Then of course we have our instructions. Here we have our ring frame. There's a part A and a part B, and once these are connected, they're also connected permanently. You could break it down this far, but the corners do not separate. Next we have our ropes with turnbuckles, and I found this interesting because the turnbuckles are on the ropes permanently. I thought these were snaps. They're actually a stud that goes straight through, so you cannot expose the pad and expose the turnbuckle. You have to use a different ring for that. Of course we have our ring skirts. We have WrestleMania, In Your House, Old School Monday Night Raw, and of course we can't forget about the ring mat.
Okay, well, let's assemble this beast.
Now, putting the ring frame together was actually the only part that I needed instructions for. Otherwise, the rest of it, this bus kind of drove itself. It was all pretty self-explanatory. Now, here's the ring mat. And I'm showing this to show how it secures onto the ring frame. It goes on these hooks, and the fabric is actually quite strong, pretty stretchy. This was probably the most tedious process of this. And, of course, putting on the stabilizers, the outer posts, and of course the ring skirt. I mean, if you've handled an elite scale ring, a lot of this is not that different from that. Now, I will admit, having the turnbuckles attached to the ropes, it made this process a lot easier.
Whew. That actually felt like a little bit of a workout. Now the other part was the stage. This thing is awesome. It has a few different settings. That's when you initially turn it on, and you can tell by the indicator, you can see each one of these sections will light up as you switch a mode. So there's one, boom. Second one, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one. And this is actually my personal favorite. I just like the whole where one section lights up at a time. That's actually a really neat. And this whole thing's neat. It's safe to say that it's all white LED run. The colors do come from the clear plastic, but you know what though? It's perfect. Especially for the type of stage it's trying to emulate. These cardboard holders have a little audience on each one, so you could actually put this on each side of the stage and kind of get a more complete arena feel. But fortunately for me, and for you at home watching, maybe not, because this is a weird flex, but if you have an arena setup, well...
Now, I know this isn't the most accurate looking arena. I did initially have my heart set on making a 98-99 style Monday Night Raw setup, but I tell you what though, I think I'm just gonna have to go for an amalgamated look. Now, I am kicking myself in the ass for not getting the NXT guide rail system, because those would go perfect with this ring, but for what I do have, and trust me, there is way more to this that I do have. Not trying to gloat, just saying that, you know, this has been a passion project of mine for a while, and this is the closest I've come to actually putting this arena together with this backdrop, which I got from Extreme Sets, and everything here. I mean, just this as is, even without figures thrown in, it looks awesome.
I am super impressed with this ring and the stage. This has got to be the best ring / stage combo, or even just individually a ring and stage, put out by any company that's made wrestling figures ever in the history to make wrestling figures. Now, I will tell you, one of the things I was disappointed with was the wooden slats underneath. Now, I was kind of under the impression that they were going to actually be individual pieces of wood, and to be honest with you, it makes more sense as to why they're not. I think you would run into a lot of stability issues. Figures won't be able to stand in the ring properly, and I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, this is the closest thing you're going to get to actually building a real wrestling ring. I mean, any closer, it would have the stabilizing ropes underneath. I mean, there's a whole thing to it. But I mean, this is as close as you're gonna get. Can someday Mattel or another company outdo this ring in that aspect? Maybe, but for now, I mean, yeah, this is my new favorite ring. I love this. The proportions on it are great, and you know, I've handled the Jakks authentic scale ring. I do have the first Mattel Elite scale ring. I was very lucky to get one of those very early on. I also have the Mattel light up ring. I'm normally not one to try to bribe viewers with anything, but if this video can get 100 likes, I will go ahead and do a comparison video with the 3 other wrestling rings I have that are pretty much of this scale. So again, 100 likes, I'll have it all on display. Now, I wasn't planning on doing unboxing videos. Like I said, I don't plan on doing any figure reviews, but this is just one of those things that's too cool. Like, you have to share it, you know, like, I'm in awe. This is awesome. Absolutely. Now, as I mentioned before, it was my wife who picked this up, so thank you, sweetie. I actually had participated in another crowdfunder at the time that this was out, so, I mean, hey, you can only do so many at once, but I will be doing more unboxing videos like this, especially with the crowdfunded projects, because, yeah, we're all curious, you know, I mean, it's one thing to see prototypes, it's one thing to see it on, you know, display at a convention. I hope this gives you a sense of at least the scale that we're working with here. Well, I don't know what else more I can say about it. It's just, this is a really awesome ring. Way to go, Mattel. You did an excellent job. Very happy with this.
If you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do.